What's the story, Morning Glory? What is up, Buttercup? Thank you so much for clicking on my channel and for joining me for this very quick recap of Love During Lockup, Season 4, Episode 46, Spies and Lies. So let's start off with Renika and Asante. So at this point, we know that Renika has moved from her home state to Georgia, I think, so that she could be there when Asante is released and they can start their new life together in Georgia. She's moved her daughters over there, so she has moved her whole entire life in order to be closer to Asante and make this whole relationship work with him. So the last time that we saw Renika and Asante, her friend Ray, who she's staying with, was trying to let her know that, hey, I need you to keep your eyes and ears open when you're dealing with these inmates, because I've been in the same situation that you were in, where, I fell in love with an inmate, was engaged to an inmate, and it was just all games. So she's trying to let Renika know to be careful, to be cautious. Don't just go into this blindly. When you see the red flags, pay attention. So some of the red flags that they've seen so far is that on Asante's social media, he has a whole bunch of women reaching out to him. Some of them are even giving him his phone number. So her friend Ray is telling her, yeah, this is a red flag. You need to figure out what's going on, if he's contacting these women, if he's responding to these women, because they're giving out his phone number to him and they've got to be calling him. So she calls Asante in prison. Y'all, this is just mind-blowing to me how things have changed from years ago, from what I understood as prison being. I always thought that prisoners got maybe like one phone call a day or one phone call a week or something, and then that was it. And that you could not contact the prisoner because they didn't have cell phones. But now they all have cell phones, they have social media, they're going live. It's crazy to me. It's so crazy. So she calls them in prison and she confronts them about these women on your social media. Like, what are you doing? Are you talking to these women? Are you, doing something behind my back? Asante reassures her that he don't know them and nothing's going on because he doesn't even know these women. So she believes him. Okay, she believes him. So then now her and Asante are blowing kisses at each other, and her friend Ray is like, what the hell? She's like, girl, of course he's going to say he doesn't know them. You can't just take him for his word, because he's always going to tell you what you want to hear to keep whatever he's got going on with you still going on. But Renika doesn't want to hear that. Her man told her that he don't know them, and that's what she wants to roll with, and that's what she wants to believe with. So to hell with whatever Renika is saying. So now we are actually one day before Asante's release. So Asante tells her that he caught new charges, and she's like, okay, so what does that mean? You're not coming home tomorrow? And so he tells her that he caught these new charges, that he may be transferred to a whole nother location 2 whole hours away, and that for him to be released, he has to pay a bond of $3,000. And so Renika's like, why didn't you tell me this? And Asante tells her he didn't know about it. He just found out about it right now. And I'm like, yeah, right. So now she calls the judge because she wants to get more information. Like, if this bond is paid, is he going to be released for sure? And where can we go pick him up? She just calls the judge, like randomly calls the judge. I live in a really big city, y'all. So the idea of calling a judge, and it looked like it was after hours, I don't know. But whether it was after hours or not, the whole idea of calling a judge is just unheard of where I live. So I don't know, how small this town is that she's living in, but she just called the judge and was like, hey, my name is so-and-so. I'm calling on behalf of Asante, or whatever his government name is. And he caught some new charges. I just wanted to know, like, if this bond is paid, where can we go pick him up? Because I'm supposed to come pick him up tomorrow. The judge is like, I have no control over that. You have to call the prison. So then she calls the sheriff's office. The sheriff's office gives her all the information that she needs, and they guarantee her that, yes, if the bond is paid, he will be released that day, and this is where you're going to go pick him up. So now she's excited, she's happy, things are in play. And so then she calls Asante and she tells him the good news. The only thing is, he won't be released the next day. He has to stay in jail until Monday, which is like a couple of days away. So she calls Asante. She thinks that he's going to be really happy about this, but he's upset. He's like, oh man. So he's upset. He's really, because he has to stay in jail longer. I don't know why he was taking his anger out on her, because she was, just trying to get more information on his release, and is he going to be released if this bond is paid. But he takes out his anger on her, telling her that he's upset, he's pissed off, he's talking to people in the background, not really even paying attention to her. So now she's upset because she feels like, I'm doing all this legwork for you because you caught new charges, and you can't even, pay attention to what's going on the phone with me because you're talking to people in the background, you're getting upset with me. And so, whatever. And so what can he do? He has to stay in jail a couple of more days. And then what really irritated me in this conversation, y'all, I absolutely despise when a man refers to a woman as bro, or any other terminology that he would normally use on his homeboys. He uses on his girlfriend. That really, So he calls her bro. And what did he say? I don't know exactly in what context, but he was like, yeah, bro, I hate it. I hate it so much because I think that I don't want to get on my soapbox, but here I am. The situation, I just feel like with young black couples, there's such a disconnect between young black men and women. I feel like there's a huge disconnect. And whenever you refer to your girlfriend the same way that you would refer to your homeboys, it's like you're making that distance between y'all, that disconnect, even bigger, because you're not making her feel special. You're not, you don't see her in a different light than you would see her from anybody else. And so I just don't like it. The fact that he calls her bro, it just is like, I don't know, like she's not special. She's just anybody else in his life. So I don't know if she is or she isn't, but he doesn't refer to her like she is special. So yeah, that really upset me. And the fact that she's trying to help him out and he really doesn't seem to appreciate what's going on. Renika, girl, this ain't it. This is not it. This is not the man for you. Now, Renika, she's got her flaws, but for the most part, she's got her daughters with her. Yeah, I disagree with her dragging her daughters to another state so that she can be with a man. But nonetheless, she took her daughters with her because she could have left them for someone else to take care of. But she took her daughters with her, so she's still responsible for them. I'm assuming she's like a business owner. She's trying to pursue her dreams as a rapper. All of this may not be the kind of things that I would do, but at least she's doing something. She's productive in some way. And I don't think this guy really appreciates her and really appreciates all that she's doing for him. So I don't think this is the guy for you, Renika. Moving on to couple number 2, Brittany and K-Rock. Okay, so Brittany, when we see her in this episode, she is on her way to school. And who should be following her but K-Rock's best friend, which I can't really catch what the name is. So K-Rock's best friend is following Brittany all over town and basically spying on Brittany for K-Rock, right? So he follows her to school and she has no idea, supposedly. And when she arrives at her beauty school, her instructor is upset with her because she's late. And her instructor is like, you're always late. You got to take this more seriously. And this is the last time that I'm going to put up with this. If you're late one more time, you're out of the program. So Brittany, she's like, well, I'm so sorry, but I got a lot going on. And her instructor says, we all got a lot going on. Everybody has a lot going on, girl. So that is not an excuse for you being late to class. So she promises that she's going to do better. She's going to show up on time because school is important to her. She tells us that K-Rock stressed to her that she has to take her school seriously. That out of everything else that she got going on, her job, whatever else, it is this school that K-Rock really wants her to excel in. So she promises that she's going to do better. Okay, fine. So then after that, she goes to work. She works at a bar and the best friend shows up at the bar. So Brittany's like, hey, what are you doing here? So the friend talks to her and wants to try. The friend was fishing around for information from Brittany. Like, okay, so what do you do when you're not at school or when you're not at work? She's like, I'm at home. That's all I do. Work, school, home, work, school, home. Then the friend is like, but your schedule is all over the place. You don't have a set schedule for school. You don't have a set schedule for work. You're just kind of like meandering all over the place. And she's like, yeah, I know, but that's all I do. So she tries to convince the friend that she's not up to no good because she's like, what are you really trying to tell me here? Like, what are you thinking is going on? So the friend says, well, we know that you cheated on K-Rock. So when K-Rock comes out, we don't want no more shenanigans from you. You know, K-Rock is expecting you to be on the straight and narrow. K-Rock is wanting you to be faithful, to do the right thing. And so Brittany's like, where is all this coming from? First of all, I never cheated on K-Rock. K-Rock was the one that cheated on me. When I was with someone else, you know, when she was behind bars, she did have a relationship with someone else, but she claims her and K-Rock were broken up. I don't know if she caught K-Rock cheating on her, then she broke up with K-Rock and they began seeing someone else. But she claims that the only person who cheated in their relationship was K-Rock. So she doesn't understand, why is there so much heat on me when K-Rock was the one that was the cheater? Which, if what she's saying is true, that's my question as well. Like, why are we interrogating and following Brittany around when K-Rock was the one that cheated, and K-Rock is still in jail, and K-Rock is amongst a whole bunch of other women that, you know, he could be cheating with. So I mean, he's not like exempt from cheating. So this friend, K-Rock's best friend, honey, he's got way too much time on his damn hands for you to be following somebody else around like this all day, every day to report back to K. Look, this is not James Bond or whatever you think is going on here. This is not. No, you need to go find you something to do. Don't you have a job, a family, a pet, something to be more concerned about than Brittany and what Brittany's doing? Leave Brittany and K-Rock the hell alone. They'll figure out their relationship in their own way. So the fact that you're following Brittany around and reporting back to K-Rock, it's just making you look crazy. It's making you look like you have nothing else to do. You're a busybody. You're all up in other people's business. You ain't got no business of your own. K-Rock and Brittany are grown adults. Let them deal with their situation the way they want to deal with it without your interference and without, you know, you being so damn nosy. Moving on to Savannah and Jake. So Savannah meets up with Jake's friend, Tim. She wanted to meet up with his family to help with the commutation, but Jake told her, no, don't be messing around with my family. In fact, if you really want to help me, go meet up with my homeboy, Tim. So she meets up with Tim. And so she starts asking all these questions about Jake's history. How did he fall into this life of crime? And I mean, she was acting like a reporter. She was like, so when he was doing what he was doing, was he actually like the ringleader of all of this? Like, how did all of this begin? Please tell me the who, what, where, when, and why. And Tim was like, yeah, because, you know, the cameras are there, so he's not going to admit to a damn thing because there's probably stuff out there that no one knows about yet, or stuff out there that's still pending. So he was like, as far as Jake's criminal history and, you know, how we were involved in all of that, yeah, I don't feel comfortable answering these questions. I plead the fifth. So then he feels like he has to go outside and take a cigarette break. So Savannah's like, I just don't understand why nobody wants to talk about Jake's criminal history. Maybe because the law doesn't know all about it. And maybe the friend and the family don't exactly know what the law knows. So, like, why are you so concerned about what happened back then? What you need to be concerned about is the commutation and the status of your relationship and why this man doesn't want to marry you. And why are you doing all of this work to have him released, but he doesn't want to commit to you? That's what you need to really be concerned about. Whatever you can find as far as his criminal history, whatever you can find on public records, just be happy with that. But you prying, trying to get, you know, the ins and outs of his criminal activities before he went to prison, don't concern yourself with that. Savannah, just concern yourself with why this man doesn't want to marry you, why he doesn't want to commit to you, and if he doesn't, why are you doing all of this for him? Just point him in the direction of a good lawyer and then just sit back, live your life, do your thing until he's released. Like, come on, girl. Yeah, no, that's not a good look whatsoever. Moving on from there, we have Andy and Brittany. So Andy is our ex-cop who's, you know, infatuated with Brittany, and he's supposed to go see Brittany with her daughter Gracie. So they see Brittany, and we don't see any of that, of course. And so then after that, wait, I'm jumping way ahead of myself. Let's talk about when Andy met Brittany's daughter Gracie. So when they met for the first time, it was really awkward. It was so awkward because, you know, Andy was nervous. He was trying to, like, make Gracie feel a little bit more comfortable around him, but it just wasn't working. Gracie was very tight-lipped. She was very reserved. She didn't talk much. She just was not comfortable. So they see Brittany, and then on their way back, they're driving back together because I think he's driving her back to her car. And in the car, she's not talking much, and Andy's trying to understand, like, what is wrong? Like, does she not like me because Brittany told her something about me? Like, what exactly is going on here? So Brittany ends up calling her daughter as Jake is driving her back, and she tells her mom that what does she tell her mom? She tells her mom that she is not comfortable with Andy yet. She says that this is probably going to hinder their relationship. Yeah, I would say so, because as a child, she's 18 years old, but she's still Brittany's child. As a child, your mom has been gone. She's been in and out of prison, in and out of jail because she's got this addiction. And you just want your mom back to get better, to be a part of the family, to be a mom full time. But your mom is so concerned about having a man in her life that she's got you meeting up this man. You can't even spend time alone with your mother. You have to have this strange man with you, when you get to see your mom, who you don't get to see often. And your mom expects you to be like 100% comfortable with it. So yeah, Gracie was uncomfortable. She had every right to be uncomfortable, because why is your mom making you visit her with some strange dude? So now when your mom is released, you're not going to even have your mom back 100% because she's trying to facilitate this relationship with this guy. So yeah, Gracie was uncomfortable. She definitely was right when she said this is going to hinder their relationship because Brittany is going to be split between her kids and Andy. Yeah, of course. Gracie, I agree with you 110%. So after he drops off Gracie, Brittany calls Andy, and Andy was like, what is up with your daughter? Because she doesn't really talk much. I was trying to make her feel comfortable. I was trying to put her at ease, but it wasn't work. And so Brittany just says, oh, she's tired. She's a very quiet child and she keeps a lot in and she doesn't talk. No, she's uncomfortable and upset that you have her visiting you with a stranger when all she wants is time with her mother that the prison system has robbed from her and her siblings. You can't get your act together. You're missing out so much on your kids' lives, and they want you 100% of the time, and they can't have you. And that's why your daughter's mad. Not because she's tired, not because she's been working all night, not because she's normally reserved. No, it's because she's upset. She's pissed off that the one time that she gets to see you in Lord knows how long, she has to share you with somebody else. That's what's really going on. Brittany, get it together. I understand that you're using Andy for money. This has got nothing, zip, zero, nada, nothing to do with love. This has everything to do with you trying to find a dude to finesse him out of his money, to take care of you and your kids, or you and your drug habit, or all of the above. That's really all it is. And this is to the detriment of the relationship that you're having with your children. That's what's going on here. Let's be absolutely frank with one another. Moving on from there, we have the last two couples, not much really happened. Let's talk about Jade and Chris. So Jade is back with her sister. They're back in the hotel room after Jade visited Chris's family, which is basically his niece. And because the rest of the family don't want nothing to do with her, his mom wasn't there to meet her. She wants nothing to do with her. So the family visit did not go well because the niece was interrogating Jade about her using Chris's money, how she flaunts all of this stuff that Chris has bought her on social media. It's making Chris look bad. It's making the tribe and the family look bad because they're not that way. They're not flashy people. And the family basically thinks that she's using Chris for his money because she ain't got nothing going on. She's not working. She's not doing anything. She's just, living the high life off of Chris's money. So she calls Chris. She tells Chris how the meeting went. Her and her sister talk about how the meeting went, how it didn't go well. The niece was asking about a prenup or a postnup because they're already married. Oh no, the niece was asking if they signed a prenup, which they didn't. So Chris says, well, not all of my money is from the tribe, so she don't got to worry about that because, you know, I have investments, some of my money from investments. And he says that, you know, as far as a prenup, that's not really necessary because everything is mine. Everything is mine. Everything is under my name. Everything is mine. I own everything, the house, everything, the furniture, the whatever, everything that I've ever bought is mine, belongs to me under my name. And so now Jade is worried because she's like, does that seem fair? So if things don't work out between the two of us, does this mean that I'm going to be homeless? You're going to take the home away from me? I'm not going to have anything left? Well, girl, you need to do some research on the laws in your state and figure out about community property, marital property. Do you live in a state where they have community property or not? Figure that out first. And this is what it is when you're depending on someone, when you're depending on a man for everything. When they get tired of you, when they find something younger, prettier, and shinier, yeah, you're going to be left high and dry with absolutely nothing. So, you know, get a job, get some assets, get some investments, get something on your own, girl, because this might not last forever. Most likely it won't last forever if you've seen any episode of Love After Lockup or Love During Lockup. Moving on to Leticia and Keith. Not much happened here. She's already seen her man in prison. She tells us that the post-nup thing is just not for them. She's not going to do a post-nup. So, yeah, good luck on that, girl. So when she returns to her hotel, one of her friends calls her and tells her that she was talking to one of Keith's baby mamas, and that baby mama was like, well, I don't believe that they're really married. I don't think that their marriage is real. So I'm not even going to respect the relationship. I don't know exactly what that means. So I'm assuming it means that she's going to go after Keith and that she's going to want some Keith for herself. And then Leticia explains to us how they got married. They got married by proxy. So it wasn't like in a ceremony where they were standing in front of an officiant saying, I do. You know, she filled out some paperwork, sent it to him. He had it notarized. And so the date of the notarization was the day that they got officially married or something. So, yeah. But she says, I don't even know, is she worried about the baby mama? I don't even know if she's worried about the baby mama. But as the friend was telling her about this, she says that, you know, oh my God, my anxiety is really on high. And the friend tells her that, yeah, the baby mama don't really care about you being married to Keith. She doesn't consider it a real marriage. So I guess she's going to shoot her shot. So that is it. That is my little review. Thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. On your way out, please don't forget to rate the video if you like this content, subscribe to my channel, and I'll definitely talk to you later. Bye.